Today's newspaper. Congress promises to create wealth, ensure welfare for all. Congress promises to create wealth, ensures welfare for all. The Congress party have released its election manifesto. In that, a scheme was announced called Nyay. A scheme was announced named Nyay, wherein which 6,000 rupees per month, per annum 72,000 in total for the, and this is how minimum income guarantee scheme was ensured. Minimum income guarantee scheme is really important. This 72,000 per month to 5 crore poorest families. It is not 20 crore families or 20 crore individuals. 72,000 annually to 5 crore poor families as minimum income guarantee. 5 crore families, 5 crore families in the sense 5 into 5, 25 crore people. Per family average household is 5 members. That means 5 crore families into 5. 25 crore population will get benefited when this scheme actually rolls out. Minimum income guarantee scheme. Not only that, Rahul Gandhi also promised separate budget for farmers. Separate budget for farmers. Apart from that, he also promised 34 lakh jobs. 34 lakh jobs are going to come before March 2020. 34 lakh jobs. So it's good news for the unemployed youth, but the thing is, again, first thing, Rahul Gandhi has to come. Second thing, he has to fulfill his promise, and both are very difficult, almost near impossible. Coming back, next article, RBI circular to banks on loan defaulters quashed. On February 12, 2018, Reserve Bank of India issued a circular to the banks stating that all the loans above 2,000 crores, all the loans above 2,000 crores should be dealt seriously by the banks, and banks should not adopt other schemes and programs like stress asset management or restructuring, all these things. Within 6 months they have to solve it. Within 6 months they have to solve it. Otherwise insolvency should be filed. You all know we have insolvency bankruptcy code. See, big industries like power sector industries, fertilizer industries, steel industries, they are the big borrowers from banks. So when norms have become very strict, who will get affected? The big industries will get affected. If big industries like power industry or something like fertilizer industry, steel industry, if these industries get affected and they become bankrupt, what will happen? Infrastructure will retard. So Supreme Court said issuing such circular by RBI is ultra virus of the constitution. That means RBI went beyond its limit. It told that no law, no scheme, no program will be applicable. Strictly banks have to follow my norms. Strictly banks have to follow my norms. The Supreme Court on Tuesday struck down RBI circular giving lender banks 6 months to resolve their stressed assets. 6 months to resolve their stressed assets or move to insolvency bankruptcy code for the debts above 2,000 crore. So Supreme Court said it is wrong. Supreme Court said it is wrong. Coming back, if you take page number 7, Pakistan's airspace is closed because you all know India have done strikes at M.BALA court last month. So Pakistan's airspace is closed, and Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Russian airlines are facing troubles because they have to take a long hours to fly in the air. They need to travel around so many places, longest routes. They need to have longest routes to travel. This is the issue. In May, ISRO is going to launch many satellites. In May, July, October, November, ISRO is going to launch many satellites. RESAT 2B, Cartosat 3, RESAT 2BR1, GISAT, RESAT 2BR2, GISAT 2. There are many satellites which ISRO is going to launch in the coming months. ISRO is going to launch in the coming months. With the success of Mission Shakti, anti-missile satellite, with the success of Mission Shakti, that is anti-missile satellite, Indian space debris, space waste, Indian space debris, that is space waste, almost doubled. Indian space debris almost doubled. Coming to editorial page today. If you see the editorial page, poll time censorship. Poll time censorship. Bangalore Civil Court issued a blanket order restraining newspapers, TV channels and other media outlets not to publish anything defamatory against a BJP MP candidate. BJP MP candidate. That means I am giving order, you should not publish any defamatory material against Mr. X. I am giving order, I am a court, court is giving order that the newspapers or TV channels should not produce, should not telecast any defamatory material. Defamation means defaming the person or blaming the person. This is the first time where before something is happening, before defamation happened, before something is happening, there was a prior restraint. Actually, this is not allowed in law, but Bangalore Civil Court said like this: prior restraint unless you produce some material, unless there is a prima facie case, unless you produce some material, unless there is a prima facie case of defamation, you cannot say this type of blanket orders. Let's see how, I think there will be some appeal on this and some other things. Let's see how it works on, but on the face of it, this is a judgment. This is an order given by Bangalore Civil Court against newspapers and TV channels not to produce any defamatory news against a BJP MP candidate from Bangalore. This was the editorial. Next article, the many and different faces of terror. The many and different faces of terror. The author is telling that just with the defeat of Islamic State, just with the defeat of Islamic State, we cannot be certain. We cannot be certain that peace will prevail in the area. Just by the defeat of Islamic State, we are not sure that peace will prevail in the area. Not only that, if you see Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Boko Haram and various terrorist groups, it is not so easy. And now operation and control will be from one area and terror attacks will be carried forward after thousands of miles. This is called enabled terror or remote control terror. Enabled terror or remote control terror. The complete control of the terror attack will be from one area and attack will take place in other area. Even those things, really it is very difficult to stop that. Next article is Turkish surprise. Turkish surprise. Very strong Prime Minister in Turkey, Tayyip Erdogan. He even changed his constitution to perpetuate his regime. To serve a long time as president, he changed even constitution. Such was a powerful man in Turkey, but his party AKP, Justice and Development Party, have not fared well in the recent municipality polls in Turkey. In the recent municipality polls in Turkey, his party did not fare well. Let's see in future what will happen. But Tayyip Erdogan is considered as very strong president, and he was against Kurdish. He was against Kurdish parties in Turkey. Coming back, next important article which is really important for exam, how to achieve 24/7 power to all. How to achieve 24/7 power for all. See, in India, there was a time where 90% of the Indians do not have electricity connection a century back. Later on, we have electricity in urban areas. Rural India, in most of the remote districts, do not have electricity connection. And basic electricity supply shows how our development is there, the country's progress in various fields. For example, I do remember in 2004, when one of my friends visited Wheeler Islands and Balasore Islands, the pathway to that islands, many of the villages do not have electricity at all. Village. The entire village do not have electricity connection at all. Such was the scenario 15 years back. We have Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikarana Yojana, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Grama Jyoti Yojana. Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikarana Yojana, it was during UPA government. Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana during NDA government. And more importantly, Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikarana Yojana, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana, they will deal with village level electrification. And the difference between Gramin Vidyutikarana Yojana and Deen Dayal is, first is they don't have feeder separation. Residential feeder, domestic use feeder, agricultural feeder is same. Whereas Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana, there is a feeder separation. Separate feeder for agriculture, separate feeder for domestic home. According to these schemes, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana, if 10% of the village is electrified, the entire village is considered as electrified village. According to Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana, if 10% of the village is electrified, the entire village is considered as electrified. But then the situation changed. And we have Saubhagya Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana. 1.5 years back, new scheme was launched called Saubhagya, Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana. This is about electricity connections for every household. Electricity connections for every household, not village level, for every house. Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana. And in this Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, you have one aspect. The aspect is connection, they will give it. They will give the connection. From last 18 months, every day around 45,000 connections were given. In a way, electricity connections were big. They were under process on a war footing. But still, we have a long way to go. Here the other says, yes, you are successfully connecting every household with electricity. In 2015, average 12 hours of electricity supply. By 2018, average 15 to 16 hours of electricity supply. But the quality of electricity supply and the uninterrupted electricity supply, 24/7 electricity supply, this is very important. 24/7 electricity supply, the quality of electricity supply and also uninterrupted supply is very important. And for that, the other is suggesting real-time governance. And second thing, the other is suggesting that 27% of the important electricity supplied to the rural households around 6 states, around in 6 states, 27% of electricity is unpaid. That means theft of electricity. Even today we are suffering with electricity poverty. Even today we are suffering with electricity poverty. So uninterrupted power supply will take a long way to India to call it as a properly developing nation and all inclusive society. The basic infrastructure is electricity. Electricity is considered one of the core infrastructure for any developmental activity. So for this reason, we have to have not only electricity connection but also uninterrupted power supply. Here the author wrote about a survey conducted by Council of Energy, Environment and Water. The name of the survey is ACCESS, ACCESS, access to clean cooking energy and electricity. Access to clean cooking energy and electricity. According to the survey, even the states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, they still see the shortage in the power supply. So what we need is uninterrupted supply of power for qualitative development of India under Saubhagya Yojana. Majorly distribution companies should take a call. DISCOM should take a call. This is called this. And one more important thing, in our electricity supply we should also have renewable energy which will substitute our conventional energy. We should also focus on renewable energy resources. Done. Next article. Is there genuine change in Algeria? Is there genuine change in Algeria? See, we have a concept called Arab Spring. We have a concept called Arab Spring. Arab Spring in the sense, it started in Tunisia, Libya, Egypt, in the Middle East countries. The reason is, Arab countries are mostly dictatorial countries. The young people and the people in Arab countries, after facing unemployment problems, inflation, all these things, they wanted to have democracy. They wanted to have their rights. So now Algeria, which is a hydrocarbon rich country, oil rich country, have a 82 years old leader who outlived his utility. Now Algeria is waiting for leadership change. Algeria is waiting for leadership change. That's it. Next important article, the principle and procedure in Lokpal. The principle and procedure in appointed. Lokpal got appointed. If there is election for Lokpal, it will be far more better. And all nonsense also will start creeping. In good and bad things about election, but Lokpal got appointed. When Lokpal got appointed, you all know, we again read about who is Lokpal, what are his powers. The term Lokpal was first coined by L.M. Singhvi. And first time the idea of Lokpal was discussed in 1963 in the Parliament. And first Administrative Reforms Commission, second Administrative Reforms Commission and Law Commission and also National Commission for the Reviewing of the Constitution headed by Venkatachalaya. All these commissions recommended for the appointment of Lokpal. And Lokpal bill first introduced in the Parliament in 1968. First introduced in the Parliament 1968. The idea of having an ombudsman started in Sweden, which Britain also adopted. The idea of having ombudsman started in Sweden, which Britain also adopted. Now the thing is, the other is talking about Lokpal agitation and search committee with 8 members recommended 24 names, out of which 8 were selected. The selection committee of Lokpal, the chairman will be the Prime Minister. There will be Speaker of Lok Sabha. There will be opposition leader from Lok Sabha. And there will be Chief Justice of India or any sitting judge now recommended by him, and an eminent jurist recommended by 4 members nominated by the President. So this is the selection committee, selection panel for Lokpal. But the other is saying about even today, even the appointment of Lokpal have not run in a transparent way. We cannot expect so much from Lokpal with respect to rule of law and other things. This is the core. So the other wrote a drastic statement. Pinaki Chandra Ghosh is not famous for any landmark or watershed judgments. That we cannot comment upon, but we can say Lokpal have much more to perform, and Lokpal should be an institution independent of everyone, because Lokpal can inquire on even Prime Minister, ministers, MPs, government servants. Lokpal can supervise and direct certain cases to CBI, and Lokpal has to solve the case within 6 months, investigate the case within 6 months, and can also have grace period of 6 months, and special courts can be established. Special courts can be established under Lokpal. Armed forces will not come under Lokpal. Even Prime Minister can be inquired under Lokpal. If Prime Minister has to be inquired under Lokpal, 2/3 of the members of Lokpal should approve for this, and the proceedings with respect to Prime Minister should be conducted in camera. In camera means closed proceedings, and also NGOs getting more than 10 lakh rupees foreign fund also will come under the ambit of Lokpal. So there are various issues under Lokpal. So such a strong body also needs strong personalities and strong autonomy, and there should be some transparency in the appointment of Lokpal. This was the story.